Hey everybody, it is time to replace these balusters. So I know I'm going to take all of these out. They've been falling out. They're not in there very well. They were toenailed and glued top and bottom here. They get knocked out pretty easily. So I'm going to pull the rest of these out and then we'll go ahead and get started and I'll tell you what I'm up to. So I removed all the old balusters here and I removed the railing because I wanted to install this rosette here. I didn't have a rosette down here, so got that installed and I'm ready to put the railing back up. But the big question is, on a project like this, do I need a laser level or can I get by without a laser level? Can I just use a regular level? For me, and it's all personal preference, some people get by without a laser level. I'm going to use a laser level on this job, for one, because it's very unforgiving when you drill a hole in these white oak treads. If you mess that up and it's not in the right place, or you don't have the right corresponding hole up here to make sure your balusters are plumb, you're going to be in big trouble on a project like this. There's lots of ways that this can go wrong. I wouldn't do a job like this without a laser level. So I'm going to start by figuring out the placement for my railing here and the placement for the holes for the balusters here on the treads. I'm going to measure the midway point on this newel post down here, and then I'm going to transfer that all the way up there so that I know that I'm in line this way. You may notice I've got a lot of helpers around here. This is Edith, that's Stanley, and Leon is running around here too. So first step here, I'm going to find the middle of this newel post here, and I'm going to set my combination square here, lock it up to where the end of it is even with the middle of that newel post. Now I'll know where to put my tape and where to put my line all the way up these stair treads, so I know I've got the right spot going this way, so it's going to be even all the way up. I'll just go all the way up the stairs like that. Got the masking tape down, and now I'm going to transfer the line onto the masking tape using my combination square here. Now that I've got the center line on these treads and I've marked it on the masking tape on all of the treads, so I'm going to use this jig. You're going to have to figure out the measurements for your stairs yourself. It's going to be specific to your application. The center point of these balusters is going to be 3 3/4 inches apart, which is well within the code. I think the code is 4 inches apart. I want them to be a little bit tighter because of my small little animals here. I don't want them to be able to go between these balusters. So I'm going to just use this to mark my points here. And now I just need to do that on every stair. All right, I'm using the Bosch Professional GLL 3-15 laser level. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to line this red laser line up with the tick mark that I put on that line earlier. I got it cutting across the tick mark there, and I can also see it right there on the banister. So I'm going to go ahead and put a mark right there. And I'll do that on every tick mark up and down the stair treads here. Get all the lines here of where I'm going to have to drill holes in the banister. I'm going to be using these wrought iron balusters here. You want to make sure you know the measurements. This is going to be the top, and the bottom looks like this, and they are different diameters. So I've got my 2 drills loaded up with the correct drill bits here. This part is going to be down here, so I need to use the wider diameter bit for the treads here. And as far as the depth goes here, I'm going to drill the depth of the bit here. So as soon as the top of the bit lines up with the edge here, I'm going to stop. I'm just checking one last time that this hole, when I project upward here to the banister, I know you can't see it, but when I project upward, that I've got the right mark up there. And this part is a little bit trickier. Using my spade bit on this one. All right, so I'm going to measure from right there down to my hole. And that is 32. And I'm going to add 1/2 inch to that, so 32.5 is going to be my measurement. Look at that one more time here. Yep. All right, so I've got both holes drilled now in the tread and the banister, and I'm going to go ahead and put the shoe on this. All right, so before I put this up in here, I'm going to put some epoxy in just the bottom hole. All right, I added the epoxy to that hole. Got the shoe taped up so it won't slide down. Let's go ahead and put this in. Now you do want to have the set screw toward the inside. This would be the outside, so have the set screw on the shoe toward the inside before you place this in. It helps to have them all uniform, just is a good look. All right, so now I've got it over this hole, put it down in the hole, and that is all set. I want to make sure that this edge is parallel with the outside of this tread here. All right, so I just did one of these. I wanted to go ahead and put this one baluster in so I could make sure for a sanity check everything was good. You can see I can put my level on here, and this is level and good to go. So I have a better comfort now that my measurements are good. I'm going to go ahead then and drill out all of my holes, top and bottom, and then when I mix up some epoxy, I can just go ahead and put it in all of the holes down here on the bottom, and then set all of my balusters and have more of an assembly line rather than doing this kind of one-off. Thanks for being with me. I think this is a good system to get your balusters in place, get your measurements right, and get everything true and plumb with your balusters. It's tough, it's a little bit scary. It's a scary project when you're drilling holes in these nice treads, but don't be afraid. Make up your jig for where you're going to put your holes, get your laser level, all of the components that I've shown you in this video, and you should be good to go. Thanks for watching.